So I was thinking all of those things, and that DEI was like a tapeworm in the government, Harold. It like started and then it got bigger and bigger and bigger, and then people were dependent on it, and it's killing you.
Tapeworm.
So I have a slightly different opinion than everybody at the table on this. And where I agree with everyone, I believe that competence and being qualified and being capable have to always be the forefront and the guiding principles for anybody hired for anything. I think sometimes the opponents of affirmative action or DEI, sometimes I think either intentionally or unintentionally or inadvertently seem to suggest that there are people who are being promoted or given an opportunity when they don't have the ability or the qualifications for the job. I'm sure that happens in some instances. And then I think some people who are opponents of DEI begin to extrapolate that women and blacks and Hispanics and whomever should have had that job, and we might not should look at those people for jobs because there's a presumption they're not qualified. Now, we never say that about white guys who get fired, which is a good thing. When Mr. President Trump fired Rex Tillerson, he brought a white guy on to succeed him. I think he brought on Mike Pompeo. When he fired John Bolton, he brought on Robert O'Brien. All I'm saying is this was a good thing. You look for qualifications. Now, people who get hired who are not qualified, we should call them out regardless of their race. We should call them out regardless of their gender. But I think sometimes, people have kind of overcorrected in some of their language around this. And that's the only thing that concerns me about all of this. I mean, celebrating the end of this is a good thing in some ways. I just hope that we're looking at this in the most favorable light, because what I'd hate to do is for us not to realize that before you had DEI and affirmative action, we were not a merit-based society. I mean, blacks and women were discriminated against because of the fact they were blacks and women and Hispanics.
You mean before DEI?
Before affirmative action. DEI is a 3 or 4 year old program.
Yeah, I know that.
But I said affirmative action.
When did affirmative action start?
So the Bakke decision is what gave it to us.
What year was that?
I think it was in the mid-60s, Judge.
Okay.
Mid to late 60s.
Right.
So before that, remember, the country didn't have a great history of these things. My only point is...
It was outlawed. Discrimination was outlawed.
Yeah.
I mean, we could say that we didn't...
Discrimination was actually codified during the Jim Crow. My only point is this. We shouldn't assume that because someone is black or a woman or Hispanic and they're in a job...
Nobody is assuming that.
I didn't say it, but some people do. There's some people out there...
Greg's made the point. It creates suspicion when people fail and they wonder, why was this person hired? We know why you were hired, Harold. It's not because you're black, it's because you're handsome.
Well, and smart.
Yeah, you know what you have? You have handsome privilege.
Well
you do, Harold.
Yeah.
My only point is I just hope and pray that we continue to give people opportunity, continue to give people chances, even when someone that looks like them failed. The only model I would say we have is we should do exactly, rightly so, what we do for white guys in this country. When they fail, we hire another white guy. And we say, hey, he's